Welcome back. Welcome back. This is Homie Cannabis, CEORT. And I got the great team on deck. I've been waiting to have these guys for a few weeks. I got the Cannalean Syrup team in the building. Christopher Johnson, Kenny Cottrell, the CEO and the COO of Cannalean in the building. Welcome to Homie Cannabis Chronicles Volume 1. Kenny, guys, let's get right to it. I am so proud of my brothers, my fellow brothers, operating in the cannabis space in a different area. Cannabis drinks, infused beverages. Let's talk a little bit about that. Why'd you choose that particular niche along the cannabis supply chain with Cannalean?
Okay, so my thought process was that if we had to smoke alcohol, you'd probably consume it a lot less. The smoking aspect is a lot is not socially acceptable. So if you could take the smoking out of cannabis and we can turn it into a beverage where you can drink it normally and people wouldn't have to know what you're drinking, you can still get the same kind of conceptual high, it would be it. So I got a degree in organic chemistry from Cal State Fullerton. So I did a pharmaceutical kind of like an internship. Okay. One of the first things they taught me was like herbal-based cough syrups.
Okay.
So my first thing I was learning was how to infuse like herbal-based stuff into something that can go into a beverage. Mm-hmm. So my mind immediately went to cannabis. Okay. Immediately, like if I can infuse cannabis into a syrup and then add it to a beverage, we got something here.
Okay.
And I did this. I created this product in 2013. So it's been almost 10 years now. We've been pushing this product. I started the actual brand, launched it in 2014. Mm-hmm. So it's we've been on the market for a while now, man. But the concept is to be able to consume a beverage and like nobody has to. You don't have to smell like weed. Nobody has to see you eating an edible. Which edibles nowadays like comes in a package where it looks like an edible. Mm-hmm. You know, you look like you're eating weed, and it's something that's it's it's healthy too. Okay. It's sugar-free, gluten-free, vegan, plant-based. It fits into every dietary restriction. There's no allergens. It's keto-friendly. Like it's everything that you're looking for healthy in cannabis.
Does it have, folks, so oftentimes like Cannalean, the syrup, does it actually have THC in it? Or is it CBD in it? Or both? Break it down because there's misconceptions out there.
There's a lot of misconceptions because currently you can't federally trademark any cannabis product. So there's other fake companies who are calling themselves Cannalean, so it's very hard to distinguish the difference.
To differentiate.
It's very hard. It's very hard.
Glad you went there, Christopher.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
So they make that a little difficult on our end. But yes, we do CBD, THC. I do one-to-ones together, THC and CBD. I do THC and CBG. I have nighttime ones with myrcene, things that don't just like knock you out. They help you stay asleep. So everybody can get high and go to sleep, but your problem is staying asleep. Okay. So I have one that takes it's a long coat lasting, so it coats your throat, but it stays in there long enough time so it can help you stay asleep throughout the night. So it's a very effective products. I try to keep everything more medicinal, more medical, instead of being like the recreational market. We're just trying to sell somebody some stuff and hurry up and rush them off the thing. It's more a product that you can really take and feel the effects of and do something medically. Measure out per dose, not a 10 milligram, a 5 milligram dose, something lighter for anybody can take. You can always take more. You can't take less. And that's what I always tell people. So you start off small and you work your way up, but it makes it's a healthy product you add to anything. People add this to protein shakes, water.
I was just going to ask, what do you add it to, or do you drink it alone?
Oh, so no, I try not to drink it alone. That's like trying to drinking Mio by itself. The beverage enhancers. It's like trying to drink that by itself. It's not the same. So you want to add it to a beverage, any beverage though. This will dilute in coffee, water, lemonade, tea, protein shakes, smoothies, milk, beer, anything you could think of, you can add it to.
Does it have some of the same medicinal benefits as just consuming cannabis the other traditional ways?
So it's much more effective because most edibles take about 45 minutes because they have to be digested in your stomach. Okay. So at that point you're dealing with stomach acids, which could knock off the THC. This actually coats your throat on the way down. So it gets in your bloodstream through your throat. So it takes about 10 minutes. So you're not waiting a long time to see if you're going to get high or end up taking too much. You know where you're at in the process, which makes it much more effective.
Absolutely. Kenny, in terms of the business itself of Cannalean, how was the challenge, the roadblocks, obstacles, or hurdles to even be able to get this far with a non-traditional cannabis product that is not flower or pre-rolls or gummies?
I got.
He said RT went there. Let's go. From a business standpoint.
So I'm a businessman. I'm not a cannabis guy. I'm more of a policy and business. I've done 2 tech companies that took the market. And when I met Chris at one of the Chamber of Cannabis meetings, he says I'm a chemist. He's like, so you're the one making this shit. It's like, oh, we need to partner up. And when he started saying, well, I don't know how to do taxes and accounting and financial stuff, it's like, well, that's my thing. Why don't we talk about it? And the other thing about cannabis, a lot of people bullshit. So I said, dude, I'll do it for you. Just send this stuff. And of course, he didn't send it to me. So I called him the next day. I'm like, once I say I'm going to do something, I'm going to call you.
Right.
And we sat there and eventually got me on the stuff. And it just started a good business relationship. At the end of the day, he's a chemist that put out over 59 products in the market. So as a businessman, it's like, okay, you know what you're doing on a scientific point. I can go put you in the lab. I can put you in front of a judge. I can put you in front of anybody, and you can explain it. So that's why I got behind the brand. It's really the guy, Chris. Chris is a really smart guy when it comes to this on the cap. And that's where I brought my background in. It's like I've raised money. I've raised millions of dollars on with tech raises. I've worked. I built my background in the building mansions, so I know how to deal with high dollar budgets. So this is where I think we got along really well, where we expanded into the market. We're not trying to be like a mom and pop. We're trying to be Coca-Cola of the cannabis syrup market. And our products also like easier to scale. Instead of like we have to grow a whole crop and a lot of weed and it takes water rights and all that stuff, all I need is a 400 square foot location. I can go bring on my scientific equipment, buy some resin, I'm out. I'm out. We can make it. So to me, it's a more scalable product. And I'll have to go, and it's a lot. I can go on and on and on and on and on. But for us to expand, we're probably one of the best companies to expand because we are looking for investments right now. Just because like we can scale faster than everybody else, and we already got a plan, and we know it works. Mm-hmm. So that's the thing about it, right? That's the thing about us that separates from other companies, especially during this time right now, where there's a market correction in the market. I know a lot of cannabis companies are getting killed right now, but people still always got money. You know, these guys always got money. Mm-hmm. So they got to figure out how do they get on? Mm-hmm. What do they do? And it's like, oh, that's a good idea. Let's get behind it. And
where do you see the cannabis beverage market at right now? And where have you been able to take Cannalean from where it started in terms of the number of stores it's available to where it is now? Let the public know. Let the homies know.
Oh, so Chris will tell you, I got in not even 11 months ago, and we're about maybe 9-10 stores. I got on, remember my background was marketing and tech. We grew pretty fast. We're now about 31 to 37 stores.
My brothers.
And we're
This is not a drill. I like to hear that.
And we move really.
This is not a drill.
We move really good because like we're really good at putting in marketing. We partner with community service projects. Like we're part of the community too. We painted the Hebron homeless shelter for homeless vets with their painted 10 rooms. A lot of the cannabis guys in the Chamber of Cannabis. Like, so we're also part of the community. Chris literally talks to you and Chris do have this comment. Y'all go to the dispensaries and they know who you are. Mm-hmm. They know you by name. They know you talk to everybody. Both of y'all talk to everybody. So like everybody in the cannabis knows y'all too. Y'all are the two people in like I told you when I saw. He's like, you know, the two people in cannabis making some noise. Mm-hmm. We need to partner up. Figure out how we can help each other out. We got some things together, but like I said, we got to support the culture.
That's right.
Speaking on that point, there's not many of us, so we have to do that. There's only 3 black-owned brands in the state of Nevada.
Say it, Chris.
There's only 3 black-owned brands in the entire state of Nevada, which is freaking crazy. So when we walk in places, we can't just be quiet or we'll get stepped on. You have to let people know who you are. You have to introduce yourself. I have to make sure that I'm loud enough so they know who I am, that I'm not I know I don't have the investment money all these other companies have, but I'm not backing down. I'm going to walk in the dispensary and say the same thing every time and present who I am. But there is no backing down. We can't back up from that stuff.
Jay-Z said, I walk into the room how I am. I don't quiver. I walk into the room how I am. And I'm so glad that Christopher Johnson, the CEO of Cannalean, he brought it to you folks. In 2022, 3 black-owned cannabis companies in the cannabis space, not just in Vegas, in the entire state of Nevada. G5, my brother sitting next to me, Cannalean, and the little homie, RT. That is it.
That's it.
Really culture. Really culture.
In terms of actual product on the shelf.
On the shelf.
As my parents would say, OTS, on the shelf.
Yep.
We're not aspiring entrepreneurs hoping and wishing to get to the shelf with the big homies.
Nope.
We are already there.
On the shelf.
Getting there was part of the challenge. Staying there is even more of a challenge. Come on, Kenny. Close this up and let the folks and the homies know how difficult it is once you make it to the shelf with the big homies, how difficult it is to stay there and the politics behind the curtain.
All right, so I'm gonna use my 9. I'm not gonna name any names. Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
So the dispensary during Black History Month that bought our product And they put an order in. They put a press release out saying about how they're supporting the black culture, and they did a big to do about it. We on the 27th of February, we got an email saying they were not renewing our order, and we start figuring out why it's sold out. Sold out in 2 weeks. That doesn't make any sense. And
No, let's repeat that again. It's sold out. It's sold out. 2 different locations, sold all the way out.
sold out. So it doesn't make any sense. So we ended up somehow getting in contact with the buyer, and he says our product does not meet the company's cultural values. And I'm like, really, what the fuck? Because by then I'm mad because I have to do all this stuff.
Right.
So remember, Chris is organic chemist.
Right.
I'm in grad school at UNL for public policy. So you got a guy who going a master's in policy and a chemist working together.
That's correct.
If
That's
we don't, if we're I went to Morehouse, so I'm really kind of passionate about this kind of thing. So you're trying to say we're the best of the black community in cannabis or any field, and you just told me that my product does not meet your cultural aspects. Fuck you. And that's what really got me motivated. I mean, I contacted people. As I'm a member of the 100 Black Men, they helped me. Let's go talk to some state senators about the laws now. Let's go file some complaints on people. Because at the end of the day, if I don't do it, we only 3 of us. We don't do it. What's my little cousin who's in college right now? What's he going to do when he said he wasn't going to cannabis?
Exactly.
You got to look out for the people coming behind you. Because I got people behind me. Like we're going back to Morehouse,
right.
Home for homecoming. We got a tent. We giving out samples. Mm-hmm. We're gonna push it because we want more blacks in Cannalean.
That's right.
In cannabis, and that's the only way to get more blacks. We gotta be the trailblazers.
Let me go ahead and break this down for you. So for most people
in closing.
So when they say something is culturally inappropriate for their audience or for their customer base, what they're saying is it's too black for their store. That's what they're trying to say in a proper manner. Okay, that's period, and that's the problem you're gonna run into in the industry. Was your product is. They're going to sometimes say it's too black, but you'll never hear them say your product's too white, ever. So that's the problem we run into as black entrepreneurs in the cannabis industry. They don't want to see products. They see lean and think, immediately, he's selling wrapper lean stuff. Don't even see my product sugar-free, vegan, plant-based, organic, healthy as can be. That's why we call it lean. And then people missed out on that whole factor and it doesn't culturally fit our customer base. Like, it's too black for you, but yet you'll sell something called a blunt, or you'll sell to black customers, but you won't sell a product that's aimed towards them. That's the type of shit that got us pissed off, and that's where we started pushing this even harder.
So from there we caught fire. We caught lightning in a bottle. Right. We started doing like the community service. We got really active. We started putting out community service project. We started selling like our other complex. They're putting out this stuff on the bench. Why don't you drop your own? Every time you carry us.
So from 11 stores, and we're in 31 now.
Not a drill.
31.
Guys, I'm so proud of you, and thanks for dropping some nuggets and knowledge on the homies out there listening and watching. Kenny, Christopher, my brothers, CEO, COO, Cannalean Syrup, Cannalean, let's keep making it happen. This is not a drill. Thanks for being on Homie Cannabis Chronicles Volume 1 of the show. This is not a drill. Chris, thank you so much.
My brother RT, we appreciate you.
Always great.
I hope you guys out there listening and watching were paying attention, because that last story resonated with me. And I'll just say this on the way to break. So many of the cannabis companies out there are all too eager to make money off of minority consumers, as if minorities can only consume the product. We can't be owners, can't be bosses, can't actually have ownership and equity on the shelf with actual product on the shelf. And what they'll do is they continue to sell product to our people and to our culture. But as Christopher and Kenny said, we're behind the scenes fighting the battle because they don't really want to do business with a black entrepreneur.
Sad.
You want to do business with black and Latino and minority customers on the front end, but behind the scenes, you really have no respect for the black or Latino or minority entrepreneur. Boy, that resonates with me. And I might call somebody out. And I'm giving them an opportunity, not a free pass, to make amends with me. Kenny and Christopher have addressed it in their way. When it comes to the little homie RT, this is not a drill. Behind closed doors, I'm the real deal. So whoever did me wrong and handled me and managed me in that way and disrespected my brand and my business and didn't have the professional courtesy to handle me in the proper manner, this is not a drill. That's all I can say. I'm going to take a quick break, wrap this up. It's curtain call time. You're watching Homie Cannabis Chronicles Volume 1 of the show. This is Homie Cannabis, CEORT, and you're watching Homie Cannabis Chronicles Volume 1, the show. I told you we were going to have an action-packed show. Instead of one guest, we had two. We had actually three folks on deck tonight. Integrity Payment Processing. My brothers from Cannalean Syrup. It's curtain call time. It's that champagne life. It's that time for a toast. Final words for the night. Kenny, COO, Cannalean Syrup.
Buy more Cannalaean.
There it is.
Chris,
There it is, man.
CEO.
Hey, it's Chris Johnson, CEO of Cannalaean. You can find me on Instagram at 10theRost, or you can find Cannalaean at Cannalean Syrup. That's CANNALEAN SYRUP. You know what it is.
This is not a drill. And Olivia Cardell, the CEO, owner, Integrity Payment Processing. My business sister who has cracked the code when it comes to cannabis processing. We're going to hit the gentlemen's clubs in Nevada, too. That's another topic. Final word for tonight.
Yeah, just much love to you, RT.
For real. Thank you for the stand that you are, for your culture, for your people, for the love you're spreading in the world, for real. Because it's about you tonight, and I appreciate you having me here.
Thank you. Thank you for being on Homie Cannabis Chronicles Volume 1.
You got it.
Folks, thank you so much for watching. As I say each and every week, I never take my people for granted. It is a blessing. Thank you for continuing to watch the journey, and the dream lives on. As you know, I'm repping my people and I'm repping my culture. This is for the culture. This is for the people. And if you know RT, you already know this is not a drill.